Welcome to the freestyle popping tutorial. Today we're going to take all the basics, no more basic arm waves and body waves, and we're going to take it to the next level. But before that, we're going to learn another style called Boogaloo, and the reason I put it on this video and not the basics is because it's a little more difficult and one of the hardest to teach. So I'm going to walk you guys through Boogaloo and follow along. Just like I said before, you got to get up out of your chair if you're in front of a computer, TV, and follow along. Because Boogaloo is a little bit more difficult and very freestyle. So, before we actually get into Boogaloo, what is it? Well, it's all about rolls. Rolling your hips, your chest, your head, your knees. First, before we start rolling, we're going to try some exercises. Once again, isolation applies across the board. So, take your hips and rock your hips back and forth. And if you want some upper body, it's isolated. Doesn't matter how your arms are, you just got to isolate. Which means you're not going like this. See my upper body's moving everywhere? That doesn't work. Like this. Excellent. Now we're going to do the same exercise, but we're going to move our body side to side, and our hips are going to be isolated. So, it's like this. See how my hips staying right here, and my body's moving? I'm not doing this. Or I'm not rocking like this. Isolated. These stay right here. And also, we learned this one a second ago, and now we got this one. That's all isolation. We're going to start with leg rolls, then we're going to move on to hip rolls, chest, head, and putting it all together. So, let's start with the hips, because they're the easiest and the coolest and the funkiest. Now, what you want to do is you want to start with your hips back a little bit, and what you're going to do is stick it out to the side, roll it around to the front, to the side, and back. All while isolating your upper body, just like we learned with this motion. Like that. Now, you come up on your toes a little bit, and you kind of roll on the ball of your foot. You roll on the ball of your foot. Now let me make sure that you can see this. Like this. Here. Right? So, hips out to the side, forward, around. Now you really want to isolate the entire chest. And to do that, you really want to pretend like you're pulling your midsection up and you're contracting your abs. So this section right here comes up. Your butt muscle contracts. Up. Yes. So that position is the front. Side, back. When you're going back, it's okay to stick your butt out. It works with Boogaloo. So, to the side, to your right side, contract and pull your belly button up. Here, side, back, around. See this upper body? It stays up right here. Excellent. So let's do it once really slow together, and then we're going to move on. Side, up, on your toes a little bit, on the balls of your feet, around and back. Other way. Side, isolate, up, around and back. Now let's do the legs. Now the legs are easiest, but there's the greatest chance for injury. Now I say this because I myself got injured doing Boogaloo, and I want to prevent you from getting injured. And the way this happens is you're doing it on a slippery surface with the wrong technique. That's what happened to me. Now, with your feet, what you can do is come up on your ball of your foot, bring your knee out, turn your knee in. See my foot? This is key right here. Your heel comes up, and then you bring it back down. Here, around, back. Your knee traveling in a circular motion. You can roll in, like this. You can roll in with the other foot, in. You can roll out, in, out, both together. Right there, it's like 4 different moves, just with rolling in and out. All right? So let's take it step by step. Take your knee, bring it up on your toe. Then turn and let it come back. You really want to make sure you stay up on your toe at this point. Here, here, down. Now the way you get injured is if you don't bring your heel up and you do it flat-footed. If you're doing it flat-footed, your knee can't naturally move this way. And then you have a chance of injuring your knee. That's why it's so important that you come up on your toe. Not on your tippy toe. I'm not rolling like this. Just like that. Up and around. Same thing with the other foot. Up and around. I did it the other roll, opposite direction there. But, as you can see, up, roll. We're going to roll in, out, out. This is with our feet. And we're going to start on the left. So here we go. In, out, out. You see my feet are kind of in a V right now? That's okay. In, out, out. One more time, let's start from the right. In, out, out. Great. To make it a little more interesting, we can do this in a wave pattern, which means, see that? It goes on this side and this way. I go in, out, in, out, in, out. That's it. So, we learn the hips going in a circle, isolating the upper body, and the knees. Now with Boogaloo, bigger is better. You want to make the biggest rolls you can make. But if you make them too big, you're going to go everywhere. You're going to be really sloppy. And you're going to be dancing like this. Not as cool, right? You want to be controlled. Understanding all your movements. Expressing yourself through them. So, it's not about... It is about size. Bigger is better, but be controlled. There's a limit. Now, with the chest, I think it's a little bit difficult. And the way I usually teach it is by pretending you have an old school controller that only has 4 directions. Forward, left, right, and back. And we're going to take our chest, isolate it from our shoulders and our head, and hit those positions. Okay? So, chest forward, shoulders back, head in, stomach in, and take your chest, push it over to the side. Notice my head kind of stays in the same location. You really need a mirror to practice this. So after you're done watching, go to a mirror. Back. Now when you go back, it's an illusion. You want to get your chest as deep as possible. Now naturally, you can't go that deep. But to get the illusion, you put your shoulders forward and you lurch your head forward to make it look really deep. This looks really deep, but if you look at me sideways, I'm just lurched over, because this is naturally as deep as it goes. So really deep. Then we're hitting this side. Your chest is on the side here. And forward. Side. Lurch. Back. Side. Forward. Side. Back. Side. Forward. Also, you want to be able to do this in the opposite direction, because you don't want to always dance to one side. So, forward, side, back, side, forward. And then, you can do it smoothly. Now, when you do this, you want to try to isolate your body. You don't really want to, you lose your isolation if you're doing this. Although it is okay in Boogaloo as long as, if you're isolating your hips, it kind of works. But for the sake of this exercise and the roll, the specific roll that we're showing here, try to isolate. Which means your head and shoulders stay in the same location, and your chest sinks, comes out, other way too. Excellent. Okay. Now, let's learn the head roll. I think it's the most awkward roll, but it's really funky. So, take your head and face 45 degrees, slightly off. And what you want to do is roll it around and look this way. So when you start the roll, you're looking at 45 degrees one way, and when you finish, you're looking at 45 degrees another way. This helps you transition, which we'll get to. But, so start at 45 degrees, swing your head down, it's swinging loosely around, and look this way. Or down, around, and this way. Now, let's put it together. So what we've learned is leg rolls, hip rolls, chest, and head. And we can put that together and string it in a way that it's like waving and it's going sequentially, but it lets us move and it lets us pop, as we've learned in the basic popping tutorial and you might have learned on your own. So, let's do it. Let's start from our legs, and for this exercise I'm going to add another roll, which I actually didn't teach earlier, but I'll do it now. It's a double leg roll. Same concept. Your knees come up and go around. Up on your toes, roll around and back. Roll. Starting in our feet, we're going to be rolling from right to left this entire time. So, roll your feet, your hips, your chest, your head, and then your hips one more time. Bam. Let's do it again. Feet, hips, chest, head, hips. One more time. Feet, hips, see the isolation? Chest, head, hips. As a variation, the way you can start Boogaloo is the same way you do with the old man. And for this move, you start with your feet kind of staggered, and you kick with your heel touching the ground almost, and you step. And what you just did was make a diagonal. See this diagonal right here? Now you can roll. You can move your body over, and see this position right here? It's a hip roll position. That's what I just did, right? I kicked to here, move your body over, roll. Now you're rolling, you're doing Boogaloo, you know? Once again, pick your foot up, kick, you want to straighten your leg like this, and step over. And when you step over, this knee becomes bent and you make a diagonal. From here, bend your body over and you're in a roll. Into your popping, into your waving, you can roll, wave, pop with your rolls. Welcome to the freestyle popping tutorial footwork section. Now, you're not going to be able to see my face because I really want to emphasize the feet. I'm going to teach you a few moves to be able to move across the dance floor and not just stand in one place while you're waving. You want to be able to move. With that said, we're going to start with the walkout. Now the walkout is a really formal and old school move, but really effective at moving you from one place to another. So you're going to start facing forward, and your idea here is you want to move to a different location with this move called the walkout. That's what I was just demonstrating. It's really simple, but really funky. So you're starting straight, and the concept is you fake like you're going to one direction, and really you go a different direction. So take your right foot and step out 45 degrees to your left. Now this position is really key. Your back foot is up on its toe. Your front foot is straight, completely straight. Do not bend your knee like this. Straight, and you're leaning back. You're going to feel some pressure on your back thigh. Your front foot is parallel to the wall, and your shoulders are off center, kind of like this, and you're facing this way. So follow this position with me so you can understand it. Step out 45 degrees, lean back, straight, diagonal here, back foot on its toe, front foot facing straight here. This is our fake. Now take the front foot and step 45 degrees the other direction. And now simply put your weight into your back foot, almost like you're popping with your knee. It's like a hit right here. Pop. And then there's two things we can do. You can step together here, or you can continue into another walkout. That's what's so interesting about it. But for right now, step together. And now you can be kind of facing sideways or straight. There's a lot of room for changes here, which is why it's so cool and effective at getting you from one place to another. Once again, step, diagonal, back foot, on its toe, front foot pointing straight, shoulders off center. Step the other way. Turn, lean into the back foot, pop. Step together. One more time, and then we're going to do it the other way. Step, step, pop, step. Let's do it the other way, and we're going to do it slow. Now, this time with your left foot, you're faking to the right, and then we're really going to step to the left. So, with your left foot, here, back foot on its toe, your left foot is across your body. Your toe is facing this way, completely straight, straight leg, here. Then, here. You just take this foot, you keep it totally straight, and you move it across. This foot is the same, it doesn't change. It's on its toe, it stays on its toe. Then, pop. Step together. Now, we're going to do 2 walkouts in a row, which means you do your first one. You fake this way. You step this way. Pop. Now, instead of stepping together here, we're going to continue into another walkout. So, instead of stepping together, boom, fake again. Here, pop. Here, here, pop. Pop. You see what I did? I'm doing the walkout in one direction. And then instead of stepping together, I'm going into it again. This is my walkout number 2. Stepping this way. And then you can fake. You can go here, back, here, back, turn. That's why I said the walkout was cool, is because there's lots of, when you're in these diagonal positions, turn 180 degrees. You want to try to freeze your upper body to draw the attention, but you step and you turn 90 degrees. Now you can walk out in the other direction. Alright? So, now we know how to move left, we know how to move right, we know how to reverse and move back to the left, back to the right. And then, walkout is usually used with boogaloo. That's because, you're doing the rolls, and then when you're rolling, to get out of the rolls, you use a walkout. So I'm doing rolls, bam, see this? I use my walkout to get out of the boogaloo rolls. You roll this way, step, turn, roll, pow. See the concept? It's is just turning back and forth, stepping diagonally.